I gotta get ready for this one. Oh, fuck. What's going on, you guys? T-Bit 192 here. Back again. Today, I'm gonna be doing my version of the aristocrats joke. The mic sounded sick. Hear the voice. Okay. I'm sure you've all heard this joke millions of times. You've never heard it the way I've conveyed it. Alright. So a family walks into a talent office. Keep in mind there's a horse stable next door to this office. It's just a big stable. And the family, there's a mother, a father, 2 daughters, a son. For some odd reason there's a horse in the office. And George Michael is standing outside, like you can see him out there. And basically, the talent agent, the father introduces everybody's like, hey, we're the whatever, yada yada family, and we're going to perform for you today. So, the talent agent, he asks him, well, how do you want to, what are you going to perform? And the father goes, there's no way for me to really verbally explain it. And this is where it gets fun. So, without further ado, the father takes off, everybody, not just the father, everyone's unzipping their pants and taking off their shirts and bras and panties and shit stains on everything. Keep in mind, these people are very filthy people. But, everyone's getting undressed and it's very hot in the room. So the air is it's a lot of humidity, it's very moist. So, basically what's going on is everyone's fucking nude. And they get in a line, like a whole line. And they bend over and then just start profusely shitting out of their asses. Mountains of shit all over the floor. Keep that in mind. And they're all dicks. So everybody's jerking off now while shitting and crying at the same time. So now shitting, pissing, and crying at once. While doing the Hungarian dance. Bent over in this man's office. The guy's just sitting there with a normal blank face. Just like, nice weather we're having, whatever. You can tell he's getting enjoyment out of this because it's some funny shit. You know, you don't see people shitting, vomiting, pissing, and jerking off all at once every day. It doesn't happen. So, the father starts fucking his son in the ass, and the son is enjoying it. He walks in right as I say. The father starts fucking his son in the ass. And the son is enjoying it. He's bleeding from his asshole, but, I mean, it's a full-grown man, you gotta expect. He's fully grown in the pants, and the son is about this big, the ass. So, I mean, come on. It's gonna be a little bit of blood. So, the mother and the 2 daughters are all scissoring and eating each other out, and pretending to be Miley Cyrus, and there's just a whole big thing going on. Now, while this is all happening, the father, they were about to come, everyone. So the father and the sons are jerking off. So they come into the mother's mouth, and she eats it. And it turns out that it was toxic semen, and she's on the floor convulsing and having a seizure. She's probably going to die. I'm not going to lie to you. But, as she's doing that, everyone puts their hands into their mouth and start profusely vomiting onto her body as she's, like, on the floor dying. They start vomiting and shitting and pissing and bleeding. The menstruation is this fucking period blood everywhere. Dad's taking dirty tampons and throwing them at the walls. The horse comes in. This woman is vomit all over his cum, semen, piss, blood, sweat, tears, anal juice, vaginal juice, pubic hair, everything. A horse backs up through the window. You just see 2 hind legs of a horse come in. The tail goes up, and a big load of horse shit just falls all over this woman's face. So now she's like, with the horse shit and vomit and piss and tears and blood and sweat everywhere. And she goes, it tastes good. So, now that we know she's somewhat alive, because she liked the taste of the big horse shit just came in through the window, the son runs into a wall and cracks his head open. He's laying on the floor, bleeding, but he's fine. Don't worry about him. And it's just a minor concussion. You know, a few staples, a few stitches here, and he'll be semi-mentally retarded for the rest of his life. But this is when Dylan Campbell walks in and starts vomiting, pissing, shitting, convulsing, and fucking wiping his ass with a picture of David Butera's face. Now, Silvio Butera walks into the room, vomiting, shitting, and pissing on the floor. This man is vomiting, pissing, and shitting all over, coming, pissing, bleeding, crying, Everything at once. Now, I'm standing there. I'm going to put us in this joke now. Fuck you guys. I'm standing there laughing, me and the talent agent. The talent agent's jerking me off. Don't ask why. But, we're standing there watching, and, let's see. Tanyetta. Let me demonstrate what happens here. You see a very old man start walking out like this. Dancing towards us while jerking off. He's fully nude. And right as he's about to come, he starts vomiting all over the mother, all over the father, while the father is fucking his daughters in the ass now, while the son is fucking him in the ass. So imagine there's the son, the father, the daughters. David's at the end, because David's eating out the last daughter, Miley Cyrus style. Yes, with the hammer. Now, Silvio is standing over here watching, and he's enjoying this. But then the one of the girls has her period, like she's standing on a wall, on the ceiling, like holding this thing. She has her period over Silvio's face, so there's blood and shit and piss and vomit and sweat and tears and cum and just everything. Vaginal juices and anal secretions and just all of it. But you still have, just imagine the set, because there's like this much shit on the floor, basically. Like layers of all these secretions and whatnot. But now you gotta keep this in mind. Alright. There was horse shit everywhere. It smells like horse shit. There's a horse's ass still hanging through the window. So the father starts fucking the horse in the ass. Then the horse, in turn, the horse is fucking George Michael in the ass. So imagine a man fucking a horse's ass through a window while it's shitting on him while the horse is fucking George Michael. Think about that. Okay, but we're not done yet. Now, a tour bus comes through. This bus is holding approximately 10 to 15 people. And on the side, in big, like, you see a big shirt, and it just says metrosexuals on it. These metrosexuals come in, they all take off their shirts and start jerking off with their shirts. They're fucking their shirts, basically. So, the father, everybody's lined up with shirts in their ass this way, and they're just fucking the shirts. And now, the horse comes in, everybody's shoving their fists in anuses, there's a fist in his ass, this guy's got his hand in his mouth, and there's a horse getting fucked. Several horses in the stable next door, because some of the metrosexuals, we don't have room for all these people. They went to the stable, they're fucking the horses, putting the fist in the ass and the hand in the mouth. Now, you gotta keep in mind that while this is going on, the father is watching. And it's a great spectacle, you know? No one's ever told a joke like this. But you gotta keep in mind that while the father is fucking his son in the ass, the mother is standing, she's still bleeding. This woman is dying. She's laying on the floor, passed out. This woman there's no hope for this woman. I'm telling you. That you can't save this woman. In her dying breath, she tries to get up. Keep in mind, she's like this, and up to this part of her face, it's just covered in shit and piss and vomit. So she's choking on shit and vomit and semen, and it's everywhere. There's fucking semen everywhere. The kids got shit in their mouths and their hair and fists in their ass, and they're never gonna dance again. Her careless feet have got no rhythm. And though it's easy to pretend, you know she's not a fool. She should have known better than to cheat a friend and fuck a horse right in its ass and put her fist in someone's mouth. And she's never gonna dance again because there was a load of horse shit slowly suffocating her. She dies. I'm gonna take a moment of silence for the wife. Now the father starts crying and gets his tear and collects them in a vial. Then he starts beating the shit out of his daughter with it until it breaks and shoves it in her ass. All the broken glass. She's bleeding and vomiting and screaming and everything's going on. And now you just see David look over. He looks right at me. And in a soft, gentle face, this is what he says. I could go for a nice chicken parmesan right now. And me and him start leaving. We start laughing. So basically, this whole family is covered in piss, shit, vomit, blood, tears, cunts, shits, ass, fucks. This man's fucking a dog over here. There's a guy fucking a cat over there. There's a bunch of metrosexuals fucking these shirts, and they're all liberals. So, I don't know anymore. I just don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of metrosexuals. This man's fucking his daughter. He's fucking the dog. She's fucking the cat. Saying the same thing you just fucking said. Mr. Nick has his hand stuck in the door. He's going like this with Mr. Bernardo saying, have a nice weekend. I've been dead for 8 years. You're still shaking my dead fucking lifeless hand. He cuts the arm off so he can shake the fucking hand. Stuck in the door, this man. I'll see you in 3 weeks. I'll see you next week after the Christmas vacation. It's been 40 years. I'm a 70-year-old man now. So Mr. Nick bends over and starts pissing, shitting, vomiting, coming, and bleeding through the door. Keep this in mind. Now, it's shoveling under the door. It's coming through. And Mr. Nick's shit smells. Because he's fucking sick. So keep this in mind, that this man's shit is vomiting through my door. Coming all through the door. This man is vomiting, pissing, and bleeding, and everything. Fucking anal evacuations. All through, while he's fucking his son in the ass. Keep in mind, Mr. Nick's hand is in someone's ass. And he's shaking his hand like this while it's in this man's ass. The fist is in his ass, and he's just like this. But stuck in the door. Now there's 2 doors, so he's like this. And he's shaking his fucking hands in someone's ass. He's got his fist in this man's ass. And we end the joke. Well, we're not. This is going to be part 1. Mr. Bernardo looks over while all this is going on, and he says, in a soft, toned voice, I'm a slutty bitch, out to get rich, walking the streets of Tio. The red light district is where I stroll, offering you my body and soul. Have a nice day.